Hello, I'm Dr. Chad Hawk with Dr. Steve Hoffman for this week's Mastery Moments. Steve, great to see you today.
Good to be seen, Chad. Good to see you as well.
So there's two things that are on our plate for the day. The first is the normal function of health. That is the normal state which we are designed to live in. And then the second is preconceptions. So the first one, we may not get to both today, but these were things that were brought up both through a number of chiropractors I've been speaking with recently and students. They don't understand that the idea of health is normal. They've never experienced that. They don't get it because they're so locked into a mechanistic degeneration mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And in a tonal world, in a vitalistic world, that's not the case.
Right. Well, this isn't new. Back to trends. This is what put Reggie on the map. The Valley of the Blind talk to introduce people to what normal is completely, in many cases, just completely freaks them out. The approach we used in practice to demonstrate nerve interference was, I could almost reach out and touch your ears. It was to put our hands over someone's ears and go through the conversation. You could still hear me. Yes. Not as good. No. Should we do surgery? No. Drugs? Interesting, but no. Would hearing aids help? Yes. Good solution to this problem? No. What would be to remove the interference. But the kicker, even though they got that as an explanation of nerve interference, the kicker was, well, and most of you have had hands over your ears your entire life, that you've never really known what normal is. And as a result of chiropractic, we'll be experiencing that for the first time. Both you and I wear eyeglasses. I don't know about you, but I can remember the first day at the age of 9 putting on my eyeglasses, and it was like, holy crap, this is what I've been missing. This is what the world really looks like. I'd forgotten. And most people have forgotten what it means to be healthy.
And I think one of the things that may be occurring in offices across the fruited plains is that chiropractors have a tendency to they don't celebrate enough of the victory of return to normal with their practice members.
Yeah.
They're used to seeing it, but they don't get what it means to that person. Like you said, the first time you put your glasses on, I'll never forget it. I was 19. I was in college. All of a sudden, I'm sitting in lecture halls where there's 500 people in the back, and I couldn't see the writing in front. So I went and got a pair of glasses, and I went to a Lens Crafters. I walked out into the mall, and there were these steps I had to go up to get to the second floor. And my perception was way off. My proprioception didn't make sense of where the step was. I learned shortly, but it changed everything for me. And realize, chiropractors, when you're doing the adjustment, you're changing everything for that person.
Yep.
It's not just nice. It's incredible to return to normal again.
You hit on something that's so commonplace. I was at the New York Chiropractic Council convention this past weekend, and I know you were on the road too. And I had a conversation with one of the vendors, actually, because somebody came up to them while I was speaking with them and said, this really works. I feel better. And his response was, I told you it would. Just like a chiropractor.
Right.
Just another miracle. Instead of, really? You're experiencing benefit already? That's awesome. Tell me about it. See, that's a model. Because even though we experience miracles on a day-to-day basis in our practices, it's a miracle for the patient. And we need to acknowledge that miracle and jump up and down with them rather than ho-hum it.
Exactly. In fact, that's one of the most incredible things. I'll never forget this moment in my practice. I was 3.5 years into practice. Things were going very well. Patient came in, very wealthy person. In fact, he was replaced by Bill Gates as the world's wealthiest person.
Nice.
So He's passed away. His name is John Kluge. And he came in. He had an issue going on. I did his adjustment. I came back on his second visit. He said, "Doctor, I don't know what you did." He was an older man at this time. And he said, "Doctor, I don't know what you did, but things changed dramatically. And I'd like to pay you $5,000 for that." What did I do? I didn't say, "Oh, thank you," which I should have done. He had billions of dollars. Here's what I did. "Oh, no, it's just what we would expect to happen." And I ended up dismissing him. Now, he was a patient for years, but that act was so incongruent with what he had experienced. It was rude, it was demeaning, and it undersold what happened.
Yep.
I took away from his experience instead of add to it.
You got it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You know, my equivalent is the Donald story that we don't have time for today, but many people have heard me tell it. And it's not that Donald, it's my Donald. But yeah, I mean, I think here's the takeaway, given that we only have a minute. If you're going to be a good giver, and all of us are good givers, you need to become a better receiver. We're all good at giving, but not really great at receiving. And receiving what he had to offer you, even though it was outside your paradigm, was a way of honoring him for his willingness to provide you with a gift in return for the gift that he received from you.
Yes. Well, that's all we're going to get to today. Thank you so much, everyone. Steve, your next seminar is where?
I am in Omaha this weekend and Minnesota next weekend. So
I'm in Atlanta this weekend, and I can't remember. Oh, Simplicity's coming up. Simplicity 2 is coming up, which we're
nice.
And out of character, I'm wearing a jersey. I normally don't do this, but small market team, long time fan, my whole life. So I just had to do it one time. I won't do it again. But anyway,
and out of respect for you, I'm not wearing my Mets jersey. So.
Everybody take care, and we'll talk to you next week.
Bye-bye.